Black woman Tasia Fortune, 29 years old, was found hanging from a tree behind a vacant home in Jackson, Mississippi recently. Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. So, what on God's green earth is going on in the state of Mississippi? We know it has a very racial checkered past and has its past come back to haunt it. We know the Nolan Wells case, the 18-year-old junior college football player that ended up dying on Horn Island. And there's a lot of controversy about that case. And Ben Crump is actively involved in it. But there's been a couple of other people that have been found hung in a tree here in Mississippi in the last year. And now, after this Nolan Wells situation over July 4th, we have this that just took place with this young lady, Tasia Fortune, 29 years old, found hanged from a tree. So on Monday, for those who don't know, this is just coming out. What in the world is going on? Please like, share, and make comments. Is Mississippi just a boiling pot of racial unrest? Or what is going on? Or is untreated mental illness the real deal? The opioid crisis, helplessness, homelessness? What is really going on? Is there a racial dynamic, or are these independent cases that just happened to be the signs of Willie Lynch lynchings and this whole ideology that especially Black people have a fear of, or trees, ropes, etc. So on Monday, August 3rd, 2026, Jackson Police Department officers found the body of a Black woman hanging from a tree behind a vacant home in the 500 block of Road of Remembrance. Now look at the irony in the name of that street and listening to this story, Road of Remembrance. This is a mostly Black neighborhood in West Jackson, Mississippi. Neighbors had discovered the body and called police around 9:05 p.m. On Thursday, August 6th, the Hinds County Coroner Office identified her as 29-year-old Tasia Fortune. So her sister, Latoni Fortune, said she last saw Tasia in July when she visited family in Kentucky for a family reunion. The sisters regularly traveled back and forth between Kentucky and Jackson, Mississippi. Her aunt, Etta Avalio, described her as a beloved daughter, sister, and friend, and a strong-minded, big-hearted, vibrant young woman whose life was taken at just 29 years old. The family started a GoFundMe for burial expenses, which had raised more than $2,800 of its $3,000 goal by Friday morning. So what is the investigation talking about? Authorities have not said whether they suspect foul play, and Jackson police have declined to release incident report details, citing that this is an active investigation. Her body was sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. And Ward 3 Councilman Kenneth Stokes wrote to the U.S. Attorney's Office seeking a federal investigation, calling her death a murder, and asking that the history of lynching in Mississippi be considered even without evidence of a racial motive. He told a local news station that hangings must never be an acceptable behavior. Here again, what is going on in Mississippi and all of this racial dynamic and this symbolism, trees, ropes. Here we go. We're talking about Jim Crow, Willie Lynch. It is not a kind reminder for African American people in today's time and that horrid history of America, especially in places like Mississippi, Alabama, and down in the South. Her death has drawn comparisons to other recent Mississippi hanging cases. And I mentioned that earlier, including, if you remember, I did a story on Trey Reed, an 18-year-old Black male who was a Delta State University student He was found hanged on campus in September 2025. Ruled as suicide, though civil rights attorney Ben Crump disputed that finding. And then there was Corey Zakutis, who was a white guy, a homeless white man who was found hanged in Vicksburg the same day. It was also ruled a suicide. So people commit suicide. I would think the majority of the time, I'm just guessing, I don't have a statistical analysis based on it, would be people would commit suicide by either pill taking, overdose, or gunshot wound, shooting themselves in the head or whatnot. Hangings by suicide, I wouldn't think that would happen a whole lot, but I could be wrong. But for this to be 3 separate hanging incidences in Mississippi, it's not happening in Missouri. We're not seeing this in Illinois, New York, LA, Los Angeles, or California, Texas. What is going on? There must be some kind of demonic energy that is going on in Mississippi that folks down there need to get a handle on, and maybe the FBI. So they also are saying there's a man said to be a person of interest in connection with the death of Tasia Fortune has been arrested on unrelated charges. On Tuesday, Terrence Anderson appeared in court in Jackson, Mississippi, where he was charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm. Detectives said in court that he had been interviewed in connection with the death of Tasia Fortune. Police said that the two were in a relationship, even though Terrence denied that they were. Terrence Anderson, he denied any involvement with her death, but told police that he had been in an argument with her recently. Tasia Fortune was found hanging in a tree in the 500 block of Road of Remembrance. Hinds County records show that, I'm bringing this up again because Hinds County records show that Terrence Anderson also lives in the 500 block of Road of Remembrance. Is that just coincidence? Or do we have several coincidences going on here? One in Mississippi with multiple people that have been found hanged from a tree. Is that a coincidence with Mississippi and trees and ropes and hangings? And is it a coincidence that this Terrence Anderson, a person they wanted to question, and there's issues on whether they had a personal relationship or not? He said he didn't, but he did admit to having an argument with her. How are you having an argument with somebody that you have to have some, arguing with somebody creates a certain level of emotion. And so for him, if the argument did take place, what are they arguing about? And secondarily, is it coincidental that her body was found on the same block of where Mr. Anderson, Terrence Anderson, supposedly lives? Tasia Fortune was a mother of 4 children. So how unfortunate, not only for her family, but definitely PTSD, major trauma for her 4 children. She was 29 years old, just beginning her life. Here again, I'm going to repeat it again ad nauseum, what is going on in Mississippi today. And now to have this unfortunate circumstance of this black woman, 29 years old, mother of 4, that was found hanged in a tree. I wouldn't care if she was black or white, but it does add to this certain machination on what in the devil is going on in Mississippi. People are people, but we got to have some answers. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Please like and share for those that are not familiar with this. If nothing else, my video and my page could possibly help spread the word and shed light that these deaths don't go unnoticed and don't go unfiled. And if there is somebody that committed these crimes, whether it's to Nolan Wells, whether it's to Tasia Fortune, whether it is to Trey Reed, or even Corey Zakutis, they all had family members and loved ones that cared about them. irrespective of where their circumstance was at the time. And there are questions that need to be answered for these families and these unfortunate victims. Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in a positive, righteous, and God positive way.